everyone. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. And I just want to say, you are a warrior. You are surviving. You are thriving. You are working so hard to just wake up every single day, get through the day, and survive it. Before we even start out this video, take a moment to congratulate yourself. Take a second to acknowledge how amazing you are. You aren't a failure. You aren't lesser of a person because you're struggling. We are all struggling. Everyone just shows it differently. Everyone copes with it differently. Everyone hides it differently. If you are getting through this stuff, going through this stuff, you are so strong. And please, please let that soak in. Please really take a minute to feel that. Even if you have to pause this video because you're still not feeling that way. You're still beating yourself up. You're still feeling like a failure. You're still feeling like you're missing out and you're messing up. Please pause this video and give yourself just 1 second. Take a deep breath with me, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth. Ready? Let's do one more. You are so strong. You are truly a warrior, survivor, fighter, and you deserve to give yourself some credit. Now, I take moments like that to take deep breaths because I myself have a very hard time with understanding those things. I have a hard time being proud of myself. I have a hard time acknowledging how much I've worked on my recovery with depression, anxiety, eating disorders, anorexia, binge eating. I often, almost always forget that I should be proud of how far I've come. And anytime that I'm having a low point, a dark point, it's okay. But we have so much anxiety, we go very quickly. Our brains are like zoom, 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 and we immediately start judging ourselves, shaming ourselves, worrying about, oh my gosh, this is never gonna end. I'm gonna struggle for the rest of my life. What am I gonna do? I just wanna get better. I suck, I suck, I suck. That is when the deep breathing and calming down and just slowing down is so necessary. We just gotta slow down. We move too quickly in every single way in life. And when it comes to paying attention to your feelings, your mental health and eating disorder, recovery, any type of struggle, if you're really trying to acknowledge it and work through it, you need to slow down. Now, I know when it comes to binging, restricting, eating disorders, tracking your macros, anything like that, we're just like, when is it gonna end? Am I gonna suffer? That's probably not gonna go away, so I hope we're all okay with this. I myself too, even yesterday, the day before, often, because I'm struggling just like you. I have struggled with eating disorders my whole life. I have depression, I have anxiety around food, I have social anxiety, a lot of things that you have too. And often, like the other day, I was just like, you know, I'm really proud of myself, but I'm just so tired of trying to survive. And it's okay to feel that way. It doesn't mean you're done. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean you're not wanting to work harder in the future. It just is. And ways to deal with that is to love yourself. And it sounds like I'm just spewing that out there like, oh, it's so easy. No, but it's so true. In these moments that I'm struggling so much, for example, if I have a series of 7 full days where I wake up restricting and I binge throughout the day and binge at night, then I do it again and again and again and again and again. I feel so stuck, and then I immediately every day just wake up going, this is never gonna end. I hate myself. Kelly, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Don't you see? Don't you see that it's making you binge again? Don't you see that it's making you restrict again? Yeah, of course I do. I'm clearly struggling. I'm clearly stuck. But guess what, okay? That is okay. It's okay. You don't need to judge it. You don't need to shame yourself. You don't need to put a label on it. Because a lot of those things we do, it just makes us feel like we're in control. It makes us feel like things are categorized and kind of perfect. That's what we seek. Our perfectionist sides or eating disorders. These things make us want to have everything very tangible and solidified, and A plus B equals C. That's not how life is, and especially not how mental illnesses, mental struggles go. We need to learn to go with whatever happens. And if you are binging every single day for so long, I'm not approving it. I'm saying that there is some reason why you're doing it. It's not just because you're having fun with it. It's not just because you want to eat the food. It's because you're really, really struggling, and binging and restricting is the only cycle that you have that makes you feel in control of your life right now. Think about it. When you're restricting, you know that you are. You're like, I am restricting right now. This I know. This is a fact. back. And then you kind of know in the back of your mind you're gonna binge later. It's this thing about feeling empty and then filling it. If you guys watched my last video, I talk about tank A and tank B. Tank A is your genuine hunger, your body's physical hunger. Tank B is your emotional hunger, your emotional hunger tank. With binging and restricting, we confuse these tanks. We don't know where they are anymore. When we're getting confused with all that other stuff, at least for me, I know that I'll restrict and then I'll binge. I'll restrict, then I'll binge. That's like the only thing I know. When work is going crazy, I can't keep up with family obligations, friendships. I can't keep up with even YouTube and Instagram. Like, you know, I struggle with this too. It's taken me 4 days to finally get back in front of the camera because I've been tired. I woke up feeling sick today, but somehow I made it happen here. And just work. I'm an academic researcher. I'm busy and I have a really hard time maintaining everything. So sometimes food feels like the answer because for 10 plus years, that has been the answer. And I'm working through making that not the answer now. But it's okay when you fall into the binges. It's not good for you health-wise, and obviously it is perpetuating the behavior. But when I say it's okay, I mean that you need to realize that you're struggling so much that that was the only thing you could do at the time, and you must be compassionate for that struggle. You must love yourself and care for yourself and stop judging in the moment. Say, hey, if I'm overeating right now, at least let yourself be aware of what's going on and not immediately shun yourself and be like, oh, you're such an idiot. You know this is the wrong thing to do. Just go, okay, you know, it's not the best choice for me, but it's the only choice. It's kind of the only option I have right now because I'm really struggling. And honestly, for me at least, that has enabled me to slowly break out of the pattern the next day and the next day and the following day after that. It's not just boom, once you're aware of it and have love for yourself, it goes away. You guys know this. I always tell you it's a process, ongoing, the rest of your life, learning how to love yourself and care for yourself and stop beating yourself up because it gets you nowhere. It actually drives you to that behavior. So if you're struggling right now and you cannot stop, it's because I think at least you just keep beating yourself up, and then where do you need the love? Where do you need the comfort? You go back to the food. You go back to the restricting. So if you hate yourself, you're not gonna get love from anywhere else except from the food, which your mind has convinced yourself that is love, comfort, acceptance, everything that feels fulfilling to you. So if you can step in and love yourself and give yourself a hug inside and physically even, I know that it becomes easier over time to pull out of those patterns and not run to the binging and run to the restricting or even the purging, things like that. That's not the first thing you run to. You run to your inside. You run to the loving self that you have inside of you. It sounds cheesy, but it's not. I mean, if you really, really let yourself indulge in your feelings and accept your feelings and really go inward into your brain, into your heart, this stuff doesn't sound silly. And to the old me, it would have sounded silly. But this is so real. Like, it's so important to dig deep inside and go inward and feel these things, and just really realizing that you need to be your own best friend. Because if you can't go inward and love yourself and you're not getting it from external factors and you're really overwhelmed by everything else going on in your life, you're gonna go to the food. Just know that there is a way out, and the way out, you are the key to it. You are a key to the door to freedom, okay? I promise. I know I've struggled day in, day out for years, constantly binging and restricting, and it's painful. I know, but you're okay. And you have the tools and all the answers inside of you. Well, I'm not pointing. You. I'm serious, and I really hope that this helps. And the video I did just before this, if you guys are open and willing to just hear about it, it's how I got started in therapy. And I will also be making another video about how I started seeing a dietitian.
I'ma change your life, I'ma change it. Yeah. I'ma change your life. I'ma change your life, I'ma change it. I'ma change your life.